You know, it perturbs me. No, actually, it doesn't. How some people can have so much wealth, but be so stingy and so heartless. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that there are individuals who have wealth in such amounts that they will never, ever go broke. Their generations and generations and generations after them would never have to work, would never have to worry about ever going broke. If you guys follow me, you know that I do deliveries. I do DoorDash and I do Uber Eats, and I occasionally do Instacart, but I really don't like Instacart that much because I just don't like the time it takes. You know, you get these orders and you have to, sometimes it's 20 items, 30 items, 50 items, and you have to spend sometimes hours trying to find each of these items. You know, it's not like they're all in the same location. You have to like walk around and find them, right? So I'm not really that much of a Instacart guy, but I do prefer to do the other two because oftentimes you can just grab and go. You know, that's what I like. I don't like to shop. I don't like to look for stuff. I just want to grab and I just want to go and get my money. But I use these two platforms all over the US, from the East Coast to the West Coast to down south, because it allows you to do that. That's a good thing. A good thing about those apps is that I think, no, maybe not Uber Eats, but DoorDash, you can turn them on anywhere. You know, you can be in Las Vegas, you can be in Florida, New York, wherever, Atlanta, San Francisco, and you just want to make some extra cash, you can just turn your app on and start dashing. So that's why I like it. You know, it provides you that flexibility to always have a way to get some money. If you need like some food to eat, you know, some gas money, you know, just something, you know what I'm saying? You can turn those apps on and you can make some money. Walk with me. Talk with me. Now, as I was saying, one thing I've observed from working and dashing in various neighborhoods and states is that, and I usually like to dash in areas where the wealth is supposed to be at, you know, like in Atlanta. When I was in Atlanta, that's Buckhead, that's some parts of Sandy Springs. When I'm in the Bay Area, that's like let's say like San Francisco. That's like downtown San Francisco. That's up there by North Beach. Where else? Other locations. Where else can I do it? If I'm in Oakland, that's Piedmont. That's, you know, places like that. If I'm in LA, where I'm at right now, that's straight Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills, Sunset, but particularly Beverly Hills, you know, where all those multi-million-dollar mansions are, where you're gonna see the Rolls Royces, you're gonna see on Rodeo Drive, you're gonna see all the fast cars, all the exotic cars. But when I'm delivering to these mega mansions, man, like the other night, I delivered to this guy, man. It was one time, and these people have massive estates, man. You know, these are, I guess they work in the entertainment industry. I'm assuming they're Jewish, and the Jewish have a lot of power out here. Kanye West already said that. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of wealth. They control a lot of shit in the world. But out here, they control the entertainment industry, as Kanye has alluded to, and I stand with Kanye. That's my brother. But when I was delivering to this mega mansion, man, and you have, they call them the estates. I was actually in the Bel Air area, where they have their own security. They have their own police force. If you know what if you've been to LA, you know where Bel Air is, you know what I'm talking about. And some of the most wealthiest stars and individuals living there in the entertainment industry, right? And I remember I delivered to this spot, and this guy had it in his place was like a castle, man. It was like a castle. It was called the Estates. It was a French name, and it said the Estates. And you drive into there. You drive into a gate. It's a big brick, and you got to drive into the driveway, and you got to go around a fountain, and then you got to come up a hill, and then you got to make a right, and then you enter this goddamn, man, I'm telling you, man, if you've seen it, you know, a goddamn mega mansion, man. Like, and as I pull up, it's this old white guy. He's just standing outside, and he looks disturbed, and he's like, "Where's my food? Come on." You know, he was like talk, you know. But these type of people, they're used to talking to people that's beneath them like that, you know, that they feel, that they assume that's beneath them. So this old white guy like, "Come on, where's my food?" You know, and he kind of just like motioned me, come on, hurry up. And so I was like, "Here, man," you know. And as I looked at this mega mansion, probably had 50 rooms, 50 bathrooms. The thing probably was worth 100 million, man. Had to be, if it's in Bel Air and it looks like that. And I'm expecting him to be generous and leave a nice little tip. I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get something. I know I'm gonna get something decent. You know, I felt it, like, man, this is good. You know, this guy, this mega mansion I delivered to, I'm gonna get something decent. And I left. And the way, I think it was Uber. The way Uber Eats, you gotta wait a little bit. There's a customer who's gonna leave you something. They'll leave you something. If not, they won't. But I waited like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And do you know what this guy left me? Not a goddamn thing. He left me with nothing. And it protrudes me. It protrudes me because I know he's not hurting. I know he's not hurting. You know, people that got wealth like this, like he had, $100 is like a 1 cent, like literally 1 cent to them. They have that type of wealth where $100 is literally just 1 cent. So for him to not even, he didn't even give me a $20 tip. I was on time. I delivered right to him. I picked up on time. He didn't even give me not even $10. And this is not the first time. When I was doing, and I used to do Uber, but if you see my other videos, the actual, you know, picking up passengers and driving, you know, I will pick up passengers, sometimes like NBA stars, man, like in mega mansions, drive them hella far distance, do everything I can to accommodate them, playing music that I think they would like, having the car clean and all that. No tip, man. And just the other day, I delivered in Beverly Hills, and I go to a mega mansion, a mansion that, the guy, had to be at least 50 million, 70 million in Beverly Hills. And the guy actually met me. First, he gave me instructions, leave it in the passenger way on top of a post. He's like, leave it in the passenger. So I like, okay, I'm like, all right. But I guess I went to the wrong gate, and the gate looked like, one of them big ass, like, Rockefeller, this is Rockefeller estate type of gate. And he's like, hey, he yells at me, hey, that's the wrong gate. You don't want to go there. There's 2 big black dogs there. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. The address showed it looked like it was right here. He's like, no, just drive up here. He didn't say walk. He said drive. That tells you how massive his estate was. Because normally in a normal neighborhood, if you go to the wrong house, you could just walk right across. Like, oh, I'm sorry, like, and you just walk a few feet. But this guy's like, no, drive to the next estate, which was next door. I'm like, damn, the type of wealth that exists. But I met the guy, and he appeared to be an older white Jewish guy, and he gave me nothing, And I asked for it. I leave a message, hey, could you be generous? If you appreciate my service, if you appreciate my work, please be kind and leave a nice tip, Nothing. And I understand. This is my theory about this. As I wrap this video up, this is my theory. My theory is that these individuals, I was talking to with a buddy that he does ride share. He doesn't do delivery, but he does ride share. And I was talking to him, and he was saying, like, yeah, usually people that are more middle class, they'll leave a higher tip than the upper class people. And in my observation, that is very true. The middle class people will leave a higher tip than the upper class people because they kind of look at it like, hey, I understand the struggle. I honestly think that's what it is. They're like, I understand the struggle. I understand what it takes to survive. Here goes something for your service. These rich, super rich and wealthy people, they don't understand that lifestyle. They don't understand, a lot of them, if they come from generational wealth especially, don't understand what it takes to survive out here because they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to struggle. They have generational wealth that they inherited, and they don't know what it feels like to have to work 10, 12, 14 hours a day just to survive, just to make it, 2 or 3 jobs. They don't know that type of lifestyle. So they'll say, oh, $2 or $3 is sufficient for you. That should be enough. You live in the ghetto anyway. You live in the ghetto, and I imagine you people don't need much money anyway. So 2 or 3, 5, that should be sufficient for you. And that's my theory. That's really how I feel they look at the situation, is that they think that this little money is sufficient enough for us because we don't live in their area. And that's the real. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. But that's not the case. We are struggling. We are having to work 2 or 3 jobs just to survive. We are having to take up gig work as myself. This is my second. When I'm doing gig work, it's not my only source of income. It's my second source of income. It's what I need in addition to survive. So if I'm doing this service for you, I'm doing it because I have to. Because you can't live and exist in California as a middle class or lower class person no more without having a second stream of income or a third stream of income. So you rich, wealthy people, just consider that. Don't think, oh, well, they live in the ghetto, so this is sufficient for them. This is enough for them. Don't think that. That's not the case. If you have to give, then give. Or else, it's gonna get to a point where the middle class and the lower class get tired of it. And I know y'all got your money. I know y'all got your private security. I know y'all got, police, your own police force. But this is the thing, right? There's millions upon millions of us. There's only a few of y'all. So they can't shoot all of us. They can't kill all of us. And we have the same stuff that they have. So I don't know where this country is going to go, but as more people suffer and a few live high and mighty, that imbalance is going to create something. I don't know when, I don't know how, but it's inevitable. All great empires have come down. All great empires. This won't be the first. With that being said, it's your brother, Jay the Natural. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll let y'all later. Peace.